Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Okay. I have to say, I feel a little bit, I don't know, exhausted. The problem is, there has been so much work already done, and when I look ahead, I just see that from what there is to do, we didn't get all that much done, and there's still just infinite amount of work left to do. And I don't know where this ends, when this ends. I have the impression this will never end. Yeah, I think when I began 4 years ago, I probably underestimated the scope of all this. Yeah. It's just over the years, we realize there's more and more and more, and there's more and more coming. The game is just so broken. It never ends. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, but I think we should not be defeated. Not yet. Okay. So I would say, for starters, in the session, we will check if we have to update something in our pending pull requests. Yeah. Author, myself. Fix edge case behavior. Might want to add cast. Okay. Which branch is this? I think we need to clean up our branches a little bit. Okay. Good. Then this one is fix VSN printf. Yeah. Casts. result to size team. By the way, if the buffer count was 0, I think this would crash if buffer count was 0, right? You would pass this here. This one would probably return -1. Oof. Nope. Ugh. Yeah, counts. No data written -1. Yeah. Right. We should say if buffer count is larger than 0. Oh man, why is it? Okay, if 1, there we go. I can't read this here. Okay, how about we say if buffer count is 0, then return -1. Deal with edge cases. Deal with errors and edge cases. All good. Deal with errors and edge cases. add size check, add null size check for buffer. Fixed. Also added another test for null for 0 buffer size. Next, implement cursor. Fixed. Okay, good. Other than this, I would like to fire up main branch, then fire up win merge, open, compare. So I would like to merge the game memory stuff. Let's see. Game memory. Game memory. Game memory. Where is it? Common. Let's see. Okay. Okay, looks like there's white space changes. Game memory system. Let me search for Visual Studio Code. Game memory. Let's search here. Game memory. Okay, so that's not blah. Okay, what about memory? Memory. Isn't there a memory main or something like that? Memory init. Memory init. Yeah. Oof. Sysallocate was removed. Huh. Okay. Huh. Was this never used then, or what? Let me see. It is used in generals. Let me see. Match whole words. Okay. Sysallocate do not zero it uses here. Okay. Check alignments. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, that looks pretty straightforward. Okay, we remove this. 2.0. Zero init. It's kind of stupid that they implemented the same function twice. They could have just made this a parameter into the function, the flags, like they had the num bytes, and then like this would have been so much simpler. Instead, they had to, well, it's a bit different here, I guess. Oh. Huh? Ah, okay, it only fills on this debug, I see. Yeah, okay, never mind. It's removed, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, is that it? Did we miss anything? Save changes, yes. GameMemory and GameMemory init here. Oh, there's a lot here. Oof, oof, okay. They increased the pool sizes. That's interesting. DMA pool. Huh. They decreased some sizes. Delayed upgrade, what is this? Huh. Delayed upgrades. Oof. Something that existed in generals but was removed in 0 hour. Okay. Delayed upgrades. This is used in delayed upgrades. How do we search it? Upgrades. Delayed upgrade. I have no clue what that thing is. Let's see if it looks useful in any way. Delay time. Okay. Set delay. An upgrade that broadcasts to all delayed upgrade updates that maybe they should start counting down to execution. Updates. Update. We find some data for it. Module data. Delay time. Let's search for that. Okay, it looks like it's not used. Merging. I see there is a module called delayed upgrades. It is not used in 0 hour and generals. The code only exists in generals. I will remove it. Delayed weapon set upgrades. Updates. Seems it's not used, so in that case, remove it. Or problem is if I delete now these memory definitions here, then and the module code is still using it in generals on boot up, then there could be like errors or unexpected behavior. So maybe it's not a good idea to just remove it. Maybe we should put it into a like obsolete. Maybe we can, I have an idea. We go to our game defines and we say if def use obsolete code and if define one enable obsolete codes. This mainly refers to code that existed in generals but was removed in 0 hour. But was removed in generals MD. Remove this when the code disable, and remove this when the code bases when the two games are unified. When generals and generals MD are merged. Okay, I think we can do that, and then basically we wrap this into we say if use obsolete code And if. Okay, here they optimized this thing, flammable update. Yeah, I guess that's fair. They made it less fire weapon when dead behavior. Okay. Fire weapon when dead behavior. Okay. Flight deck behavior. Bunker buster behavior. Body particle system. That was increased. Okay. Undead body. That was added. Immortal body. That was lowered by a lot. Okay. Fair enough. Spectre gunship. Lifetime updates. That one was decreased a lot. Lock weapon create. Okay. Money create collide. Yeah. Animation steering updates. Animation steering updates. Yeah. Okay, it's a bit strange that here this one is not a multiple of 2. They put 1400 here. Why that? Huh. That's an unholy number, but let's go with it. Comma to car bomb create collide. Okay, that's much bigger. Sabotage command center create collide. That's fine. — 40, 16. Okay. Passengers fire upgrades. Okay, these are all new. That's fine. Okay, this one is bigger. Bigger. This is new. These are smaller, but they have bigger growth. Exit instantly states. AI exit instantly state 600. Okay, these are new. Chinook record creation state. Okay. It's interesting that in 0 hour they picked like strange values here. Yeah. Yeah. EVA check info. Map objects. Oof. It's quite a lot here, isn't it? These are new. Okay, fair enough. This one is larger. This one is much smaller. This one is a bit larger. And this one is much smaller. Linear offsets. Okay. Hey. I would like to merge this over to the side. We can't do that. Huh. Why not? Just merge it. Just move this and here move this to the other side. Yeah, it's much smaller here. Texture class. Okay. I think we just have to assume that the 0 hour values are more optimized because they made extra tweaks. That's the only assumption. What happened? That's the assumption I do right now here. Yeah. Oh boy. Bridge behavior. Okay. Audio events. Weapon templates. Partition. Smaller. Object poor. Okay. Sway clients. Updates. Sway client updates. That's a lot smaller. Yeah. Terrain road type. A bit larger. Name key bucket pool. That has increased. Oof. Okay. Okay. That was a lot of merging. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that was actually quite a bit we had to do there. Oof, okay. Good. I think that's it. Okay, memory in it. Okay, let's create a new branch. Unify game memory. Okay. So that would be What keywords can we use for this? Memory and how about we add another keyword here for unify, which is very specific to what we do here. Yeah, let me use unify keyword. I think that's good. Unify memory. Merge code of game memory. How did we name it in the past? Closed. Label unify. Merge game memory code. Or we use as a keyword merge memory. Merge or unify. Merge. Let's say we use unify, yeah. Unify, and then we say merge game memory code. Let me double check what unify actually means. Unify meaning become a unit, consolidate, yeah. Unify versus merge. Bringing together different parts or groups into a single whole. Describing the act of creating a sense of harmony or agreement among people. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. I clicked on some shit here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, the ad blocker is somehow turned off. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Now the websites are dangerous. Oh, shit. Yeah. Visiting a website without ad blocker is dangerous. So I will leave that website real fast. Uh-oh. I don't know why the ad blocker is turned off. Probably Chrome disabled it again. What about this? Yeah. Oh boy. What are all these pop-ups? Compare words. Merge. Unite. Okay, that's step one. Then step two, I would like to create a script to help with moving the files instead of doing it by hand. So we could have a new Python script that we call move files. Move files dot py. And maybe we call it unify move files. Unify move files. Okay, and then we open that thing. Let's take here some starter code to get us started with. Okay, so core there, generals there, and that there, yeah. Okay, so what do we want to do? It's current there, root there. Okay, and then we add a, what do we do? I think we can delete all this here. And we can probably also delete this. Let's say move game memory. Maybe we don't even need another function. We just do it right here. How do we move files in Python? Python move file. Okay. So we could say we take a generals md dir, and then we go to game engine code. Where's it? Let me close this here. Generals code. Yeah, code. Game engine includes common. GameMemory, GameMemory.h. Man, this is quite painful to write though, isn't it? I think we need a new function, and we call it def move file. We say from str, from path to path. Okay. Return. General steer. How do we simplify this to like that? Can we do that? And then here we say from path dot normalize on path from path. Then we don't do this. We put this here. And then we have here from path to path. Then here we call move file. And then we have this garbage. Ah, shit. And then we remove that. And then we say... Oh, we still need this here. And then here we say core game engine. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Then we say here if to pass dot starts with game engine, then we have to do one thing. Pass else elif. If it starts with game engine device, we have to do another thing. Game engine. Maybe let's do it starts with that. If elif and otherwise else, let's put assert, I don't know, assert 0 if that is allowed. Okay, let's see if it works so far. Yeah. Python debugger. Current dir, general steer, root dir, okay. And so from path is that, to path is that. Before we commit to moving the file, let's move this down here. Well, that's not quite accurate anymore, is it? We need to say how do we deal with this? We need to somehow say that this is going to game engine or game engine device. But it's not at the start of the string anymore because we have a full path. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah. I think, yeah. How do we code this? We need to say we need the path. Yeah. Yeah. How about we also add here core? Code, I mean. Code, not core. How about we have an enum game. Oh, how do we write enums? I can't remember. Enums in Python, enums. Enum class or something like that. Class enum. Jesus. Class game enum we say generals and 0 hour. General 0, 0 hour 1. Okay. Good. Then move file, we take game, Jesus Christ, I can't type. Game from path to path. Game, and we say core 2. From game to game to path. That can work. Then we remove this garbage here and this garbage. Then we say here generals. We write that like so. Game.generals. 0 hour. Game 0 hour, this file to core. And then we have a delete file. Need another function, def delete file from game. Let's just say game path str. How do we delete a file? This command, delete file? No? How do we delete a file? Rename. Okay, Python delete file. OS remove. Right. OS remove. I think it's delete file try catch os.remove remove the file path. And then we do here OS pass join. Let's move these guys now to here. Try catch. Remove. Def get game path game if do we have switch? No. If game equals game dot generals, then return that. If game equals game dot 0 hour, return generals md there. If game equals game dot core, return core there. Then we do OS os.file os join os path.join game path game path. Okay, how do we use Python try catch or try accept? Python try accept. Accept. Pass. Python file not exist exception. File not found error. Accept file not found error. Path. Delete file. Okay. And here we do generals. There we go. Okay, so that's for deletion. And for moving, no, I do wonder. How about we say, how about we make this deletion here implicit in the move file, which you can do. Def get opposite game. Get opposite game. Game. If game equals game dot generals, then return. Oh boy. I can't. Return game dot 0 hour. Elif game equals game dot 0 hour. Return game dot generals. Otherwise assert 0. no, yeah, we need else. Good. Get opposite game. Okay, and then here we say, so this does a move, and then we say if, can we do a delete file? We get the opposite game. Opposite game. Get opposite game from game. And delete file. Delete file. Opposite game path from path. Okay. Okay, now we can remove this here. Yeah. And then we can also make a assert to game. We expect to be game.core, right? Pretty much. Okay, let's see if that works so far, or if there's some error. Move. Let's see. How does it currently look? Okay, we just have this. Okay, so. Crash. Fantastic. That somehow works. Okay, so from to. I think we need a from path. Norm. And that has crashed. No such file. Ah. Right, so then here we do how about we do how about we rename this from file to file. Oops. To file. And then we do from path equals was path dot join get game path from game from file to path, to game, to file. Maybe that works. Or do we have to normalize it? I don't know. Let's see. Almost. Let's do os dot path dot norm path. Then here we do from pass to pass. There we go. And that has succeeded. Okay. Opposite game is generals. And that will do delete file and remove, and that has succeeded. Okay, so that has worked. Let's see. Yeah. So that means Zerawa was moved to core and general's file was deleted. Okay, so that already works. That's fantastic. Now, if we run it again, if we run this again, we probably will run into an exception now. So let me see that. Probably on this one here. File not found error. Okay, so we also do a try except here. Try. Let's do a def move file. From to, oh, that doesn't work. From str to str. Then we do try that and accept file not found error. Done. Okay, and then here we do move file from path to path. Although maybe we should get errors. Maybe it is better to get errors so that we can see that our input thingies are actually correct. Right, so we probably want to keep that. Yeah. How about we also move this in here? And move this here. And then we pass from game to game. From opposite game. Okay, so that shall work. Now, on top of that, we also need to modify the CMake file. All the CMake files. Maybe here we can also add an assert 0. Okay, then we say here CMake source. Let's take a look at the CMake file, like this one. Yeah, so basically we need to comment this out, this line. Yeah. Okay, how do we write this? So we will call a function. How about we move these files up here? I have to say the black background messes with my eyes. The white is much more pleasant to look at. I don't know why. Somehow this is easier to look at. Do we have other views here? Other theme. Where do we select this theme here? Edit. I don't know. Theme. Here. Appearance. Theme. 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 I thought it's somewhere here that you can select the theme, but looks like not. It's too bad. Visual Studio Code, select theme. Where's that? Where's this? How do we access this menu here? File preferences. File preferences. Themes. There you go. Color theme. Oof. 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 Oh boy. That contrast though. That's not too bad, isn't it? That's not too bad. Just like Visual Studio. Okay. Good. So we want to move file, move from game from to this. Okay, and then what? Good. We need to open with. How do we open the file? Here. Okay, so we have this with open. Oh boy, game engine. Get game path. SK. File. So to game path. To game. From game path. Then here we do cmake file os.pass.join from cmake file cmake game engine cmake lists.txt to CMake file. Then we need to move this here up. And we say from opposite game path. Get game path. Opposite CMake path. CMake file. Okay. Maybe we just say, I think we can simplify this to subfolder name. Subfolder name str. Game engine device. Otherwise, game engine. Else, assert. And then here we use this string here. With open. List str. Let's see if that works so far up to this point. Opposite game is generals path. Okay, that works so far. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and then we do a with open. Let's do this plus tests. Yeah, we don't want to write yet, so we do w WB encoding ASCII. And then we do if we need to go through all the lines. So for line in lines, how do we write to the file? Write file dots write lines. We can just give it the lines. Can we? Looks like it. Then we just modify the lines. How about that? So we do for enumerates line index in enumerates lines, and then we say if line equals if line dot contains if from file inline then lines index equals line this plus line. Yeah, I think that works. Let's see. Crash. Binary mode doesn't take an encoding argument. Huh? Oh, right. Encoding. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I'll put a breakpoint here and crash. Int is not iterable. What? Argument of type int is not iterable. What does that mean? Oh, we have this wrong here. The index is first. Look at that. Let's try that again. Huh, it didn't find it. Okay. Well, in that case, we need to say either we add an enum for game engine and game engine device, and whatever else is in there. Libraries, main. How about we do? How about we make it more generic? We do to file dot find this symbol. Yeah. And then we have index, let's say, first folder index. Yeah. Then we do subfolder name equals to file dot. How do we do a substring? I think here 0 first folder index, like so. I think subfolder name. Okay. And then we do from file from file trimmed I'd say from file cmake. I don't know. From file in cmake and cmake. Yeah, in cmake. That will be from. So to file folder index. First folder index. To first folder index. To first folder name. From first folder name. From first folder index. From this, let's stop debugging here. This from file, there we go. Okay, and then from file in cmake. From file in cmake and to file in cmake. And that will be from file and CMake. It will be from file. I think this +1. Yeah. Yeah, maybe like so. Let's see. Okay, so there's an index 10. Index 10. Okay, good. The folder name is Game Engine, and 2 is also Game Engine, and this is include. Yep. And so, yeah, okay, this looks correct. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, and then now we should be able to say here from, we do from file and CMake inline, and then this. Yeah. And now it finds it. Fantastic. There we go. And so now it will add this at the start. Fantastic. Okay, this works. Now we need to move this into a new function where we say def modify CMake lists. Modify CMake lists. Yeah. And we have to give it we need to have two modes. CMake modify enum. We say add comments, remove comments. Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. And then that will be now a parameter. Let's call this CMake modify type. I do type, and then we have to pass it a a file name. File str, and that's it. And it's called a CMake file, and search string str. Okay, and then we take this guy, yeah, and put it in here. So it will have to, let me, so we call it modify CMake lists, and we do this from so from this, and then the search is from file and CMake, and the type is CMake modify type dot from to. So from is from, we add the comment, add comment to remove comments, to from this one does remove comments, and then we have another one from opposite CMake file from add comment. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. Okay, and then we need to implement this here. Okay, so we read in. Maybe we should also read in as binary data. Yeah, we don't need to have encoding. So we read the CMake file, and we have a search string here, if search string in line, and then we do if type equals dot remove comments. Only we do one thing, else the other thing. Let's do add comment here because it's the first item. Put it here. Okay, and how do we remove a comment? I think we need to check if lines, let's say let's do so line dot find this symbol, index can also have an assert here, assert it's larger than 0. So here we can say lines index equals that, and here find index, and we need to find index basically lines. How do we remove a character? Line dot erase, remove, replace. How we can do is replace. Yeah, we can do replace. How about that? Replace old that, new nothing, and that's it. Yeah, it returns a new string, doesn't it? So we need to say lines index equals that. Yeah. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here and see if these guys are hits, which should be the case, right? Let's see. Crash. Okay. Aha. It's a byte string now. Oh. Oof. So we do need to read it as a text file. Read as text. Encoding ASCII. Okay, and we also write it as ASCII. Okay. Okay, so that hits. Add comment, fantastic. And remove comments. Index is 47, and the line where you want to remove a comment, line 47. Let's take a look. Line 47, and we removed the symbol. Fantastic. Okay, let's see if the resulting generated. Oh no, cannot find the file. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is the path here. It's not normalized. Path join. Okay, path, delete file, delete is called from file, Let's do it here with path, norm path. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, where are we? Here. Okay, let's run this bad boy. Crash. OS remove. Okay, what's wrong here? Delete file. Delete file. But it is deleted here. Why is it erroring? Do we delete it twice somehow? How? Okay, that I don't understand. Let's put a breakpoint here. Oh, it did actually work. It did work. Oh. Oh, we have a recursive call here. Oof. Yeah, that's stupid. I see. I see. We need to rename this to unify file. There we go. That should fix it. Let's see. Let me remove this. Okay. All right. Okay, let's also remove the test here. I think this might just work. Oh, don't delete the Python file. Okay, that has worked. Let's see if that looks good. Oh, okay, so we have moved, let me, yes. Yeah, so we have moved the 0 hour to core. We have removed this here. And we have added this here and here. Okay, that looks like it worked. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So if we now add all the files, so it's game memory null and game memory null, game memory mem. Yeah, that's it. Game memory. Then we have source common system system and game memory CPP. Game memory CPP. Okay, and then we have game memory null. And we have memory init. Memory init. Okay, looks pretty good. This script helps unifying. This helps moving files from generals or generals MD to core. Moving engine files. Not really any files. Code files, CPP files. Okay, cool. Then these are all, I think. Then let's move them all and see how if it works. Let's see. There's an error here. Okay, so we only can use the first one, not the another one. Plus. Oh, I think here we can just revert this line. Yeah, but we should only do the first one. How do we do that? Replace. Supports index. What does that mean? Maximum number. 1. Let's do that again. Okay, but this one we revert anyway. Okay, so this should work. I think. Then let me build that, see if it works. Good. But I think I will take a break here. There has been 2 hours 20. It's a good time to take a break. All right. Good. Then I wish you a great day or night until next time. Goodbye.